because I got a lot of messages about travelling with a cat. A lot of people think that travelling with a cat must be extremely difficult, and I can imagine it would be, but Serafiina's actually travelled with me since she was 4 weeks old. She should have actually still been with her mummy, but she was taken away too young, and I didn't know that until I got her. So yeah, she's always been in this space. It's so much a part of her and her safe zone where she feels good. So no, it hasn't been hard with her, but I did previously have a cat that was very timid and she really didn't enjoy it. So they're not all the same, but she's handled the lifestyle really well. She does complain about it sometimes. It's like, I don't want to drive from here. I like this place. There's cool trees and things to do, and I really don't want to drive today. So, but once we get going and go to another cool place, she's okay. With doing fairs and things, she doesn't like that. It's just too many people and too much noise, and yeah, she doesn't overly enjoy that whole scenario, but she puts up with it. And now that she's older, she sleeps most of the day. She's 10 years old next month, so she's been doing this for nearly 10 years, so she's really a bit of a pro at it. I do park in safe places for her, you know, where she can go outside and explore a little bit, and because she doesn't go very far, as long as I'm parked reasonably far away from things that are really dangerous, she's fine. So yeah, I'm quite lucky that she's not a wanderer. She actually relates this house truck as her safe space. This is, when we go for a walk together, we can only go so far, and then she starts meowing and wanting to go back to the truck because we're too far away from the safety. So yeah, there's a few things that are important. Yes, it's good to have a litter box because you can't always let them out, so especially if you're on a long drive, you know. And I lock her up at night so she doesn't get into fights with stray cats and things like that. Yeah, that wouldn't be very good. She did that when she was younger a few times, and she always came off worse, I think. So yeah, I do keep her in at night at a certain time when I think it's been enough, and depending on the place, the cat door gets closed and she's inside until morning, and she's used to that now, and she just sleeps at night. I know it's not 100% natural for cats to do that, but that's what she does. So I do have a collar with a tag on her which has my phone number on it, just in case she does ever disappear or wander off, and that's really important to me so that people know she belongs somewhere, because I did have a wee cat, Minx, who got stolen from outside my truck. Some girls stopped to chat to her and I didn't think anything of it, and then the car drove off and my cat was gone. So yeah, to me it's pretty important to let people know that yes, she belongs here, and no, she's not lost. But young age is definitely easier. I've travelled with people who've taken older cats on the road who aren't used to it, and they often have to take it a little bit slower, or some keep them on a harness and things like that so that they can't run off, because the first thing a cat will do when it's terrified is bolt and find somewhere to hide. So if you're just starting out and you want to travel with a cat and your cat's not a tiny kitten, I highly suggest you get a harness and a lead and get them used to it so that they stay around. You know, you might not always have to do that, but it's a good way to start, and start on slow journeys, because the long ones are hard work. I mean, driving from Gisborne to Napier, Serafiina got quite nauseous and we had to stop and have a break, which was fine, and I let her out for a sniff and a wander, and she went to the toilet and things like that. So yeah, I don't see it as a problem. She doesn't poop everywhere, she doesn't bark at people, she doesn't tend to annoy the neighbours. She's actually a pretty easy companion. You know, if I'm working, I don't have to take her for walks like I would with a dog if I'm really busy. Actually, if I want to go for a proper walk, I don't take her because walking with her is very slow. So yeah, no, there are no big difficulties to it. She has got a few unique little quirks and traits that I think she's developed from the lifestyle, and yeah, she's wary of strangers, but once she gets to know them, she's okay. But she also doesn't like crowds, so when I do fairs, she really gets quite uptight, and if people then try and pet her, she will scratch them. So we have a warning sign on the side of my truck, and that just lets people know that it's okay to talk to her, but not to necessarily rush up to her and pet her. She does like people. She'll rub all around their ankles, but she'd just prefer not to be patted by too many people, which I understand. I mean, if you had several, I don't know how many people in a weekend all trying to touch you and pat you, you'd probably find it quite disturbing too. I know I would. It could get a bit much. So yeah, she has a toilet inside, a litter box, which if we're somewhere where she prefers to, where she's got some good bushes to go and dig holes, she prefers to go outside. But if there's nothing like that available, then she does use her litter box. And you know, the easiest way to dispose of number twos of feces, I've discovered, is actually I just grab some toilet paper, pick it up, I mean she doesn't have runny poos, and throw it in my portable toilet which has chemical in it, and that's it, and wash my hands obviously. So, and that's a really nice non-smelly way of not needing to put that in rubbish bags or anything like that. The urine of course gets cleaned up when I clean out the litter box. I buy a really good quality cat litter, the crystal litter, which tends to absorb more odour and things like that, so her toilet really doesn't smell. I don't want it to. I live in a small space. I really couldn't cope with a stinky smelly cat toilet. The rest of it's pretty much like any normal cat in a house. Yeah, she eats the same kind of food. We do go through a lot of temptation streets because they're her little rewards after driving, or if I go away, or if I'm working. She seems to need little rewards, and that's okay. I don't mind that. She enjoys those. And yeah, for 10 years old, she's pretty fit and pretty active and pretty healthy, so I think she's doing okay. That was another reason why I wasn't into the tying cats up thing. A lot of them end up a bit overweight, and I don't think they get enough exercise really, so I didn't want to do that, and I wanted her to enjoy her life, to live as normal a life as she can in this lifestyle. So yeah, so that's the whole idea, the whole truth of what I can think of about travelling with a cat. She's excellent company, she's a lot of fun, she always makes me laugh. If life gets a bit serious and stressful, she usually reminds me to chill and not worry about things too much.